Hi, everybody, and welcome to SunBurst Tarot, where today we're going to be taking a look at the tomb of China's first emperor. So, for those who don't know about it, it is most well known for its massive terracotta army, which guard the tomb of China's first emperor. I don't want to butcher the emperor's name, so I'm not gonna say it because I know I would probably very much butcher it and be probably disrespectful in that way. So I don't want to. So with that, I want to take a look into it. There's been a lot of rumors. Is it haunted? Why don't people really why don't they enter it? Is there really the river of Mercury? And go from there. So without further ado, let's take a look into it. But first things first, remember everything that I'm saying is all alleged and for entertainment purposes only. No facts here, y'all, just my opinions, psychic downloads, and the such. So if you want to use what I'm saying to help form your own thoughts, opinions, and conclusions, please do so. If you don't want to, you don't have to. So let's get into the general energy of the tomb of the first emperor of China. Also, already getting into the energy of the location. This is a location that's heavy. When I mean heavy, I mean heavy. Like, it's hard for me to breathe in this energy. My shoulders feel extremely weighed down. I also get there's a ton of spiritual energy and spirits and energy going on all around this tomb. Like, this to me isn't just like, oh, it's a place of mourning. It's a place of like intense sadness or grief. No, this is like spiritually active to the point of I don't know how anybody who would be sensitive would be able to go into this location without like not breaking down, but like having so many downloads that like your brain would get overwhelmed and like you would shut down. Like the spiritual energy here is off the charts. I also get just like feeling the land itself. There's some sort of mineral base of the location that lends towards it's not even just like, oh, there's spirits here. The energetic like pulses that come off like certain materials, like, you know, with crystals or rocks and gold and silver, and like they have like their own frequency or they emit their own like electromagnetic waves. Like this place is the amount of like energy that has been coming off of this, the materials and the land and what's all here is really, really intense as well. And it's really, and like again, it's hard to get in here. I feel like you would also, once you walk in, when you leave, you would be like, what just happened? Your brain is scattered and fried. So with that, let's take a look at the tomb itself. And another key piece to the tomb that I see is like when I'm focusing in on the tomb itself, the place that I'm already getting like this place is already, someone's already gone in there. They've already excavated parts of the actual tomb of the first emperor. They say that they haven't, but they have. In the energy there, like as you're moving into like, it feels like the central chamber of things. Wow, this is hard to talk about. It's weird. There's a whole, it goes like whoomp, 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 whoomp. And it's like, it's almost like a circular like thrum that goes throughout like the main chamber. That's almost like a circulating around it. So that's just some of the initial key things that I'm getting already from like connecting up with it. Let's see what the cards have to say about the tomb. So here's the Emperor reversed. Is the when I'm looking at the actual tomb of the Emperor and the energy around it and the energy of it, this is someone's this is my dictatorship type of rule. This is my way of essentially flopping it down and saying, this is what I have, this is what it is. No one can stop me. Why is this? Because Is there electricity running through this thing, or like something that's akin to electricity? Because like with the lightning in the background, the terracotta plants around it, there's at the center of this some sort of focal figure, focal imagery, and there's electricity. I can't get this out of my head with the thrumming, the feelings of it, the lightning showing up, all the stone warriors behind this figure. It's like this person, it's like this is my control. Also, this place has electricity in it that functions to this day. And I don't know why I'm hearing this, but carbide batteries. Y'all, I know a lot. I'm just hearing carbide batteries. I am not 100% certain what they are, but I know that they're a thing. I don't know how they operate though, but carbide batteries. Because from a material influence here, this thing does not want, the energy of it is like, don't come in here. You aren't going to be happy with what you see. You aren't going to be happy with what you see. There's some sort of ritual, like this isn't like a good ritualistic nature. This is like a bad ritualistic nature of what would be unveiled in this tomb. Like what was sacrificed, what was given over, it would leave a lot to the it wouldn't leave a lot to the imagination. This man wanted to be known as one thing and one thing alone, and it was very, very clear cut what it was when he passed, and there's not a lot of other interpretations that could have happened. Because this is not a good man either. This is like everyone's like, oh, he was so like, if I don't know what the general consensus on him is, but he wasn't a good person. He's a little bit crazy. I would like the like what I hear is the Mad Emperor of China. That's what people would call him. It's bloody. It's bad. Like it's a bloody bath. Because the negative influence here, or I should say, the hopes and fears of the Temperance card reverse. It's like no movement, but also it's like don't disturb the burial, don't disturb the burial, don't disturb the burial, don't go in the mausoleum. I'm also seeing that off like this main chamber that you would go into, like there's so you're walking down, and then you come to the main chamber, you see this man, and then you just see cloth, uh objects covered in cloth, and there's not, and like I see a sword in one, a knife in another. Everything's been preserved extremely well. The Mad King of China, the Mad Emperor of China. Oh gosh. The unseen obstacle here is that they do not want public scrutiny being brought down upon this tomb of this person. It's kind of like he's almost deified in the minds right now, and it's like, you know what, let's keep people dumb, let's keep people under lock and key, because what if like they don't want people knowing about this. Not sure why. Because the negative influence here is that there's a lot of lies, there's a lot of deceit, there's a lot of deception on this tomb about what it stands for, what's going on, and the importance and the significance of this. Is this man revered, or revered I should say, amongst the population of China? Because what I want to see is, or what I want to say is, if the Chinese people knew what this really stood for, it changes everything. Because what's going for this whole situation, what's going for this tomb, it redefines moments of history. It redefines China. It redefines the current political scheme. It redefines everything. It redefines cultural norms, whatever this may be. It redefines how people view themselves as Chinese or non-Chinese. Because here in the past, yeah, death, renewal. This man revered himself as a king, as a deity, as I am the beholder of life and death. And here in the future, with the chariot, it's like, I want to go to war. I want to be able to. This is like his transcendence. Also, with this showing up as like the chariot card as a bubby, y'all, they're going to go in there. They're going to go in there at one point in time. I'm not saying that's a good idea, but they'll go in there through the front. They've already gone through the back. I'm pretty damn certain they've already gone through through a back way. I don't know how many people have passed going through that back way. I hear like 10. And I don't. They've sent a robot down there, but the robot didn't make it far. There's something to do with the electromagnetic waves in the location that lead to electrical malfunctions and people malfunctions. Also, there's a noxious fume or gas that's like at a certain level. As soon as you go down like a certain amount of stairs, it hits you. Because of the density of whatever noxious gas this is, it hits you at like a certain amount or like at a certain level. I don't know why I keep hearing like if you're on like stair 26 or like stair 26, and like if you're someone who's like 5'6" or like 160 odd centimeters or 170 odd centimeters, like as soon as you hit like stair 26, you're like and you're down, just due to the noxious fumes and or gases. They've tried sending robots down, and it feels like whatever electromagnetics there are, it messes with the wiring, it messes with the video recordings, and so like you can't get down there. But they're going to go down there because they want the tomb, they want the body, they want to explore down there and see different things, is what I'm getting. Also, what is with the oomp, 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 oomp sound? I want to, because it feels like it's electricity down there. Let's take a look at the land. It's like, let's take a look at the tomb. What can the tomb tell us? Like, what else kind of energy is around the tomb? Things going on around there. And the such. What other energy can we get around there? Around the tomb. Two of Cups reversed. So this is an underground tomb, if I'm not mistaken, right? There is certain animals, there are certain... I would believe that there's a river of mercury down there. I truly do believe there is a river of mercury down there that is a major cause for a lot of stuff. Why is this? Because the Queen of Pentacles, the region of which it's in underground... How do I want to put this? Whatever material has leached in from the surrounding environment is also affecting the stability and structural soundness of the tomb itself. So is it an extremely well constructed tomb? Yes. However, due to leaching of materials and because of the materials of I still there's a flowing river of mercury there. I truly do believe that there's structural integrity issues that I don't know if like certain areas, like if they're impassable at this point in time. I'm hearing yes, so you can't see it in all of its magnificence. Because from a material influence, the Page of Pentacles, there is a sense of like this was not hastily constructed, but it wasn't done as well as it could have been. There's stone structures that probably should have been put in place rather than wooden ones. Because this isn't like, it's grand, but it's not as grand as one would think down there. Because the hopes and fears is the Two of Wands. That's what this is. There's also a lot of booby traps down here. To get into this tomb, there's a lot of booby traps, a lot of fireworks. There is Like, you step wrong, things are getting ignited, and whoosh, everything just goes kablooey. As well as the Two of Wands up right here. What I also see is, as you're going down and you're coming into this main tomb or main chamber, and you're seeing all this stuff on the ground, one of the swords or one of the knives, just saying, is actually, this is the weird part, you actually can move it, and it actually acts as a lever to go down even deeper. So like, you go into this main chamber, and then you move the sword that's in someone's body, in my opinion, and then it lowers, and an opening like happens, and you go down a set of stairs. And then as you go down this set of stairs is where you're seeing the River of Mercury. I also, oh gosh, yeah, you see the River of Mercury. Also, like, there's a bridge that you have to go over, and in the center is where the body of the emperor is, and next to the emperor is his partner. I'm going to use that word, his partner. Because the negative influence here, again, the Five of Pentacles, a lot was spent on this location, but it's also like the land itself has grown over. The old things have gone over. It's not barren as it once was. A lot of it's been kind of gone over, as well as what's going for it with the Tower reverse. A lot of things are still hidden underground, and a lot of things are going to keep hidden underground. There's things that should not come to light. Also, again, it's like, if people go in there and there's a bigger, more detailed public excavation of it, where things are being talked about on a public level without heavy control of the dissemination of information, it changes the culture and it changes the ideologies of what people have thought about ancient China and the history of it. Because here in the past, the Seven of Pentacles, which is like, when we're looking at this card, it's like, there are nuggets and truths and pieces of information that are willing and ready to be talked about, that can be talked about. Already you see the 7 eggs in this, like, in the nest. It's like, there's information that can already be discussed moving forward, and here in the future, the 3 of Cups. There's going to be people who go in there and like are discussing things. Not just discussing things, but like, we're going to be talking about it. We're going to be working together. Also, this is going to redefine a relationship, and I'm going to keep saying this. There's the emperor and his partner. And then there might be a third individual, but that individual is not a woman. And the partner, I don't think, is a woman either. Okay? Just saying. All right. And they're going to be, in my opinion here, now I don't mean not, like, I don't, just saying, like, I'm just not convinced that it's a man and a woman and their child who are buried there. No, not what I'm getting at all. But you know what? I'm open to being wrong. All right, so what else can we know? I want to take a look. What else can we know about the tomb, aka the people who are in this tomb, or the emperor himself? The Ace of Wands. Again, what else can we know about the tomb? The Ace of Wands. Why is this the Four of Cups? So, what other information? There's something in here that cannot or should not be revealed. Also, using torchlight or fire of any sort is going to go kablooey. Electrical stuff doesn't work very well. There's some, what do I want to call it? I want to say plasma. Don't know why. But the containment of plasma in glass is like the light source that needs to be used to go down here as the only thing that's not going to get messed with in some way. You know how lightning, right? We know lightning. And lightning is like one of the only forms of plasma here on Earth, but it emits light, right? That's what I'm kind of seeing here. It's like you need to somehow contain plasma to like go down there and have light. The other things don't work. Why is this? Because of the Four of Cups. There's like an offer being given, but also this is the burial. This is the home. There's also, I think, a spirit or there's a figure that acts as like a security guard. It's no huggy wuggy if you know, if not, but it acts like as like a security guard that guards the tomb, guards the spot. Uh it's like it's a figure, it sits in the middle of a room. Different, not in the middle of the room. I mean, yeah, middle of the room, somewhere different, somewhere. And then it's like that is the major guardian, and that's where it's like what I see it is like a sword in one hand, and like it can move with you, like it moves, and you're like, how the heck is this thing moving? I don't understand the contraption itself, but I'm just seeing it move with you as you move throughout a room. It moves with you. Don't know why. Because from material influence as well as the Six of Pentacles reversed, there's a lot of money that's been spent here, but here's the thing. There's no treasure here. The treasure wasn't buried with him. The treasure's somewhere else. Or at least it's not in the main chambers. Because from hopes and fears here, it's like we do not want to be discovered. Don't put this out here. Again, Mad King of China. Mad Emperor of China. Because the unseen obstacles, Ten of Swords, backstabbing, betrayal. There's like the different points of this person. It's like, not different, just different points, but like, how do I want to describe this? Unseen obstacle, Ten of Swords with this tomb. What is this referring to? Like, the imagery that kind of comes to my mind is that I'm seeing the wall, and it's a tapestry. And behind the tapestry is like a 10-point code, is what I would almost see it as. But like there's also tapestries in this location, and those are the things that have like written glyphs on them. Nothing is like set in stone or like glyphed in stone. It's not like that. Everything's been like woven into tapestries that line the walls. Negative influence here, the Three of Wands. You disturb this ground. There's so many like things here that is like you don't disturb it. Don't disturb it because it just leads towards more things. This thing's so booby trapped, it's not even funny. What's going for it? Just leave it alone. Just leave it the frickety frick frack alone. It's already taken enough people's lives here in the past. This is my home. This is where I'm staying. Again, you see these three people around these four different corners. Y'all, there's three people down there in this whole thing. Negative influence here, or what's here in the future, the Six of Cups. So this is like bringing stuff up from the past that we don't really want to. It's like unearthing the past that we really don't want to. Somebody's going to go down there. Someone's going to try and make a story out of this and figure this out. Again, I keep seeing people wanting to go down there to figure it out, or publicly go down there finally and figure it out. So I want to take a look at the Terracotta Army and what's the significance with the Terracotta Army? Like why is it there? What's its main purpose? And yeah, what's its main purpose? What is the Terracotta's main purpose for being there? Priestess. Why is this? It's a distraction. The Terracotta Army was always supposed to be a distraction. A distraction, but also like as I'm seeing the book down here, it's there's written accords or achievements that were supposed to be attributed to each one of the terracotta clay people. Why is because the balance, like you gave your life for me, so I will give my life, so you can live with me in eternity here. Because from material influence, the Five of Wands, yeah, this is where you will now gain peace in the afterlife with me. Like the terracotta army, in my opinion, is the army of like for every man who passed under under the emperor's reign, who was loyal to him, has been eternalized through being a warrior with him into the end. It was supposed to bring peace and harmony to them. It's due to their religion. The unseen hopes and fears here, though, the Six of Pentacles reversed. Some of the, like, what's been written down, whatever contracts this was, it was broken. So I feel like each terracotta army warrior was supposed to have a name. It was a rank, it was a file, and it was all like written down somewhere and it was memorialized in some way. But those contracts, those agreements, those, what do I want to call it? Again, those agreements were null and void. Like, was this man supposed to be like the next coming of Ron L. Hubbard or Jesus, and being like, he is passed and now he will rise again on the next day, sort of vibe? And like whatever this was is like it's not gonna happen. It was a bunch of load of BS, because the unseen obstacle here is the Four of Cups. Didn't even realize it was that bad. I'm sorry, y'all. The Four of Cups, which is like unseen obstacle, is like you were given an offer and now you're here with me. Unseen obstacle, again, or the negative influence, the Three of Wands, they're all buried with him. Again, this is a very spiritually active place. Spirits have been collected here. Negative, what's going for the Ace of Wands? People don't know about this part of it. Also, oh gosh. Is like the terracotta army supposed to like represent, gosh, is it supposed to represent like a certain like group of people, or like is it supposed to represent like the masculinity of certain people? Like it, like what I'm feeling here is that it never like got to where it's supposed to be with the Ace of Wands. Like it's not got to where it's supposed to be. Like it wasn't properly done. Things are just not working in the way that they should. Because here in the past, again, broken promises, broken agreements, and here in the future, like the purpose was always to guard the home, to be with the home, to go with us to the next incarnation of what we have. But it's like everyone's trapped there instead. Like this is your home now. Like that's what this kind of feels like. Okay, so good. It's like this is the Mad Emperor of China. So as more excavation is done on this location, what can we expect? Like what can we know that's like what information is going to be put out there to the public about this location and what it stands for and the tomb, as people start diving deeper into the king, or into the emperor, first emperor of China. Four of Swords. Okay. So this is the burial. This is like where someone was buried. This is the ruins of something of the old. And we're going to start talking about these ruins. Okay. Were there actually people buried alive here? Because I feel like we're going to be learning about how people were actually buried alive here and how they were essentially sacrifices to the larger cause. Also, they're going to be discussing how there's actually no treasure here. There's no resources, there's no gold, there's no finances to any of this. Because the hopes and fears, like, there's nothing here. There's really nothing really there except bodies. Because the unseen obstacle here, again, the Three of Wands, they don't really want to disturb this. You don't want to disturb this burial ground and get a lot of people mad. Also, when people start doing this, or people start trying to excavate, their equipment's going to fail. It's going to be time and time and time again. Anything that has to do with electricity or lights or anything is going to start failing hardcore. There's something here that's like, when it comes to the electromagnetic field, that is going to start screwing with everything. Because the negative influence, don't disturb our home, don't change things up. Again, what's going for them? You've left us alone in the past, leave it there. Here in the past, the Page of Pentacles, you don't have enough money to do things. Also, this is a bad investment waiting to happen. And here in the future, the Knight of Cups, you won't be getting anything from us anyway. Like, what are we going to know? Like, there's not going to be that much. People are going to keep trying and trying and trying, but they're going to keep failing. This place is just too spiritually charged. Also, I get that I don't know how they've done things. I just saw that there's like a giant like overhang over the whole place. Almost like it looks like an air cargo hold, something. Air cargo like hanger sort of thing. That is like the worst thing that they could do, because it keeps the spirits and energy trapped, and it concentrates it instead of them being able to go to the light and lessen the load of things. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm feeling. I don't know. Feel free, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your own thoughts, opinions, and conclusions down below. Otherwise, just thank you so very much for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next one. So thank you, and bye.